Why Salespeople Will Rule the Future. It's a little bit of a clickbait title, but it's true actually, because something, if you notice, if you're paying attention to all the coronavirus stuff going on, you know, there's a lot of panic and fear and stuff spreading throughout social media. And I just saw a thing on Facebook with self-driving like vans driving around, I think it was in China, disinfecting the streets. So, and they were talking about how cute these vans were. And so people are starting to really look at the whole automated point a lot more closely and be comfortable with it and be grateful for it, because, you know, when you look at the bigger significance of something like coronavirus, one of the dimensions of it is that it's the system testing to see whether people will go into fear, whether they'll go into panic, and whether they'll be afraid of leaving their homes, whether they'll be okay with the government telling them they have to stay home. And do you think this is going to be the last virus? This is going to be the last time that this happens? No. Because the media is used to test the response of people to certain stimulus and so forth. And so what you're seeing right now is people, basically playing right into it. And, you know, the human beings, we operate on this principle of convenience. And so and basically avoidance of things that we're afraid of. So we have, you know, the self-driving cars coming. We have the, the supermarkets where you can just have food delivered through, and it's going to be eventually delivered by self-driving cars and vans. They already have some of that here in Houston. One of the college campuses, one of the major universities here in Houston, they have robots that drive around the campus and deliver food to students while they're like studying, and at the library and so forth. And so with the coronavirus point, and the coronavirus is nothing new. It's nothing special about it. What's special about it is just the way that the media has figured out how to create fear and panic around it. And they've been testing it for a while. For many, many, many years. And you've seen it with the Ebola and Zika and all these different things, swine flu and all that. But the significance of it from one perspective, like I said, is people becoming more accepting of a future where automation is accepted, where you don't really want to leave your home anymore. And so the reason why I say that salespeople will rule the future is that's something that's very difficult to automate. It's not that you can't automate sales, because you have, you know, all of the stuff online and digital marketing and so forth, digital marketing rather. But that will be automated, because you can have AI now that can create videos, videos of stuff that's not actually ever happened, things that is just made up. And they do that through feedback processes and so forth. But they'll be able to create videos and create advertisements and all kinds of things and use feedback, real-time data to adjust the ad and so forth and figure out what's the best ads to run and automate a lot of what the online marketers are doing. Just like they automated the stock market and so forth. And now it's like you're not really competing with people, you're competing with AI. So, but what you won't be able to compete with is the person who does the sales one-to-one. Because when you have a human being who's not afraid of going out their front door, which most people are, and obviously it's happening more and more with these things like the coronavirus, as I'm explaining, but when you have someone who's not afraid and who has a high vocabulary and a high ability to explain and process information and persuade and so forth, that person is going to have an extremely they're going to have extreme advantage in this, coming world that we have, where people are more and more wanting to stay home. And so if you're willing to get up and go to people and so forth and take a little bit of the risk of doing that, then you're going to be at a huge advantage. And as people continue to isolate themselves more and more, that person who really stands out and has an effective vocabulary and is personable and understands people and has empathy and compassion and so forth and can exhibit those things is going to really stand out. So there's a lot of opportunity here. And if anything, you look at how things are becoming more and more automated, and you look at the response and the fear response towards, for example, the coronavirus and the stock markets falling and so forth, which has a lot to do with the stuff going on with Russia and Saudi Arabia and so forth, in terms of their oil wars and all of that. But you're seeing how much people just go into fear and panic automatically at the slightest provocation. People need a higher degree of education, because education is not just what you learn in school. In fact, that's not really education at all. It's how you process information. It's whether you go into fear or whether you immediately react towards information and so forth. And so there's more and more a need for TechnoTutor from two perspectives. One, everybody needs it because you can see the education level. What it's going to create is a world where there's constant panic and fear and nobody ever wants to go out and do anything. So people need TechnoTutor from that perspective, but also as a salesperson, you need TechnoTutor because you have to increase your vocabulary, your effectiveness within speaking and communicating and so forth. So if you're feeling any limitations in your life, it's always vocabulary, and that's something that you can be supported with TechnoTutor. So I really encourage you to consider these points, and if you haven't already looked at TechnoTutor, that you do so, and I'll be posting more and more videos as we get more and more videos of people talking about their experience with it and so forth. But I would highly encourage you to reach out or to go on the website and check it out, techno-tutor.com, and see what we're really doing, because for those who want to make a difference and want to make a really good income and create a future for themselves in a world that opportunity is becoming less and less, this is going to be the future. It already is the future, but you'll see that more and more as we go forward, especially if you're a part of it. So enjoy, and I will talk to you all later. See ya.